Killjoy.
Yeah, not surprising against Steel's been talking that up a lot. He will be anchoring that A side. We do see that a lot of HotThots here are looking to come up this long position. The Lear is out blocking some vision on the Steel. He's trying to stay alive as best he can inside the site to buy time for rotation, but Scoob eventually finds him out with the Reyna. The spike will go down, and now it's going to be a retake here for 100 Thieves, a man down.
Up in heaven, Asuna on the Phoenix, looking to strike, looking to pounce. No curveball available. Now the shadows being put into place by Omen, locking down the sewers. This retake, one player behind. 100 Thieves will have to congregate together and make something special happen. And here comes the push. 3 of them below heaven. Lots of damage being inflicted, and 100 Thieves are coming in ahead in this trade. Knife to the head of Polarbear. He goes down, and now that leaves it all on Cypher, all on Ozo to try and clutch this one down. He can hear the spike being defused, but can do nothing to stop it. Bunch of utility left at their disposal, but they do have Dicey, and his ult is up, and he's looking for blood. Insta headshot onto Ozo. Here comes the smoke on top of it. He will keep going in, and he keeps landing nothing for headshots, doing so much damage in the process. The spike diffuser was killed, and still Breach is standing. Needs to come back in again, but there is the defuse underneath his nose.
Over and getting control of Sea Garage with the smoke and the Lear. Mitch hearing this, of course. What can he do to stop it?
30 seconds left.
Oh, Dicey called upon, still alive, still pouncing it with the Phantom. It's another 3K for Dicey, showing us why he's one of the main players to watch out for. Goes in again, but this is a bait and switch. And Asuna's laid in wait with a curveball, about to connect in some eyes, and they try and get behind that one, but here comes the aftershock. Scoob in the meanwhile, with the vandal going in, and Ozo spotting Steel and takes his head off. Maybe this can be the first time where HotThots can convert their opportunities in amongst all of that action. Heads could very well get flashed into submission. Here comes the Owl drone. Hiko looking for information. Oh, that Storm not quite able to connect from Dicey. This time he will get neutralized. Nitro in hot pursuit, 1v3. Sprays good for one, tries to transition.
They're trying to come up through Garage, but that is a great paranoia there that slows them down. A great fault line as well. They are just getting absolutely stuffed right now, trying to come into the C side, and Hiko collects a couple.
Couple kills, but the Empress is on the server, and Scoob is behind it. He is shutting down players left and right, but they still trail by one, and now Scoob is getting destroyed by Dicey's operator. Leaves it all upon KDS, but no follow-up damage is present.
Oh my.
Asuna already round the back. Oh my goodness, 100 Thoughts never stood a chance. It's the 3K for Asuna, who gets a quad.
Garage, the Lear comes in there trying to push the tempo up.
Run it back has been cropped. Oh my goodness, that utility could not have been better placed. The paranoia into all the cleanup frags. And Asuna with the run it back, just to look for information, has found it. It's at the cost of 3 of HotThots. They only have Ozo and their Breach still standing. Dicey about to put this to bed. A flawless round.
Again, they can get into B vents, but what can they do with it? They need to be able to engage one of these link areas and be able to hold that, to hold off retakes, but they can't even make much progress. Hiko pitches in immediately with the quad kill with the Phantom, leaving Polarbear all by his lonesome, and he is not long for this world bench. Nitro.
But he's still alive. And HotThots have got to respect that angle. Nitro in with the first headshot. The Empress has fallen again. And now Asuna is looking for that spray, gets fully blinded by the paranoia, but still standing, still alive, and not for the first time. An advantage starting to work against HotThots. The Blade Storm comes in again. Here comes Rolling Thunder. Dicey pushing through the Rolling Thunder into his demise, and now Nitro trying to stand tall, but Polarbear. No intel will be forthcoming. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves pushing in through Garage, already carving out a path with the ghost of Asuna. Ozo falls, as does KDS. Perfect utility again. Just so much smokes, flashes, blinds in the eyes of HotThots. And now with Reyna and Omen remaining. And a post-plant 2v5. Best of luck to them, Dust. I wish them all the best, but it's not happening, is it?
You know, Vince, you like to hold out a little bit of hope as best you can. And while Scoob, he's gotten himself one. There is some hope here, but it is the slimmest of it, isn't it?
Oh, it's not worked out too great for them. Killjoy in the hands of Steel, just behind the dark cover, has gone down, and now Scoob getting one, able to try and escape. I say that as he gets sprayed down in the back from the Phantom of Asuna. Paranoia tossed in. More dark cover on the site, blocking off some of these angles. Dicey perched up, waiting, anticipating the peak, and the peak comes in. TonyV is eviscerated alongside Asuna, who holds on to the spray transfer.
Indeed it does. There is a little bit of a flank going on, though, from Ozo. He might have a chance to kind of blow this up a little bit. They're not aware of him just yet. He finds one, but that is not the best weapon for spray transferring. He has to just kind of back off, but he bought time for KDS to slot in for as well. And now it's actually all on Nitro. 1v2 clutch situation. He does have Spike in his possession. He's got a good bit of time. He knows that Cypher's in his window room. He'll be able to find that out very quickly. He probably has a pretty good idea where KDS is playing, but it's all going to come down to timing as he is putting that smoke down, but KDS has already made forward progression past it. And there it is. So we do see them setting up a lot of their players in C-Cubby, now using that ult to pop their way into the site. Great paranoia, takes Polarbear off the board with the help of Asuna's Phantom. That's complete C-Site control and a spike plant now for 100 Thieves.
Run it back successful, and now Asuna couldn't rejoin the troops. Ozo waiting for the cavalry to arrive. What could be the final play of our Haven in our first best of three. Steal Sheriff round the corner, taking the head of TonyV off instantly, and keeping pressure and presence down on Garage and middle. This forces KDS's hand to go through. Hunter's Flurry is good enough for one, but now it's going to be a couple more. Running into the blender. The spike already planted, and our HotThots need to get up close and personal with these classics, with these pistols, and make a real go of this. Now the utility really starts to drive in. Hot hand throws down, trying to cordon off areas. The dark cover's also been put into play. Dicey up close with the Ghost is just shredding through heads.
He's getting some assistance now as well.
Time running dry, 12 seconds. 100 Thieves need to get in. Asuna able to heal up from that low HP before, and then goes in for a second. They still get to get the plant down, but they're putting it in amongst the smokes. And Hiko goes in onto Tony. 2 kills came back in the blink of an eye. It all falls to Polarbear on breach. We'll be throwing in the fault line. Dewey's really nothing apart from HotThots in a position where they're all clumped together at the top of the site. Owl Drone will be spotting a couple of them. Steal waits, big headshot, but a great paranoia tossed in return. Shot dart on top of it will see Scoob off and keep the remainder of 100 Thoughts. Oh, pardon me.
That's a lot of thoughts, Vince. Maybe too many thoughts. Yeah.
They need all 100 of them right now to take this side because they are being obliterated. And it's Hiko with a 4K. You know, thinking about it, some decently placed utility though over on HotThots with it. Shock dart connecting Asuna. Gets Scoob, who's all alone. The Empress has been sprung into action again. Starting to see some kills come the way of HotThots, but it's short-lived. It's only one. Tony making the most of it. Keeping himself in amongst the smoke. Polarbear is opting for a potential flashpoint out onto the site, but all of his teammates have died. This utility will fall on deaf ears. His teammates can't move in. He's all alone. He's surrounded. And let's be honest, he will be 6 foot under momentarily. Runs out into the open and steals. As to how one-sided this has been collectively, HotThots have 9 kills between their 5 players. 100 Thieves have 2 over 11 just alone. 1-for-1 trade, one of the best starts we've had. Actually, this is now the best start the HotThots have had. KDS goes in on Asuna. Some aggression behind a bit of utility has yielded the advantage. Hiko have survived. With 33 seconds, they still need to come back onto the site, hopping off the spike camp. Steal with the first, a 2v4 falls upon them, vision being impaired as they look to disintegrate the defenders over on A. 20 seconds, and this is where the lack of flashes and the lack of utility will sting. I'm not sure 100 Thieves can get this one done. They need entries, and they need them right now. 12 seconds, there's another flashbang, perfectly timed, and Scoob behind it could fall into the eyes of Steal. Down he falls. He called that. Didn't he hear a rolling thunder thrown in amongst all of that as well? Seemed like a lot of utility, and some ults were tossed into the mixes. HotThots trying to establish dominance outside of the A site. They do have the first pick, but now Steel coming in. Scoob takes him down. Headshot with the operator. Ozo Scoob goes in for another one. This is much better from HotThots. Now we're starting to see what these guys are capable of. They were eerily silent and suppressed to the early stages. A is the side that they should be painting that bullseye on.
And Sova knows it now. Like, the enemy HotThots player is already droned outside B. He's able to call for his teammates to just go ahead and entrench themselves with their 3 players on A, and even Sova's now cheating through spawn. So they're going to be in great positions to deal with this attack, Vince. And that paranoia did not hit the mark. Polarbear is still safe on heaven.
Curveball being lined up, tossed in from Phoenix. They look for the retake, but Dicey and Nitro are there to greet them with their Vandal and Phantom. But now Polarbear, he's had a bit of a slow start in this best of 3, but he's stepping up from the ruins of potentially a 2-0 loss. Shock dart out. Nitro still standing with full HP, catching KDS out in the open. A one-on-one falls upon him. Flashpoint is good, masking the footsteps, but Nitro still holds his ground.
As we get into our pistol of the second half, to see if one of these can go ahead and quickly put the series to a close.
Oh, Scoob, that's a big headshot, partially through the wall onto Nitro. It springs 100 Thieves out into action, but it's only Scoob coming up with another 2. He's picked up a 3K. Putting himself in the shop window and saying, look, well, this is what I can do. This has been a phenomenal pistol round from Scoob. And again, keep in mind that 100 Thieves, they went all in on this round. They decided to pull the trigger. And now they may be pulling the plug on the life support machine that is their economy. They have to get out of here. Steel is up close. He's at least putting down some pressure and some damage, and with the frag onto Scoob, maybe they still come back in yet. A 3v4, all 3 of them are healthy. Meanwhile, Omen is feeling worse for wear. Ozo, at the back of the site, is anticipating that some nefarious means may be afoot, but Polarbear holding it off. With a good fault line put into place, and it isolates both Hiko from the rest of his team, and he gets picked off.
On the A lobby side, and they did get the information that no one's there, so now they're pivoting back, but there was this little timing window that HotThots could maybe abuse, as they already are making headway through the sidewalk position. Steel, though, making great use of the nano swarm there, slowing down this attack, buying his time for his teammates to get into better position here. Now they're starting to fight back with Steel and company. Hiko, though, gets caught by Ozo, who pushes aggressively towards spawn. Steel just trapped in the site now in this 2-on-2.
Oh, that double kill is massive for Ozo. That could have crippled.
Indeed he is. Nitro trying to approach here from market side, trying to choose his angles here. There's one player just below him. He now knows that the spam didn't quite work out. He catches Ozo pushing and knows where another is. This could really be harmful now for the HotThots, who now are going to see their last player isolated alone in the site.
KDS goes down.
To handle this type of mid-pressure. Now Dicey's even on the complete flank through market. That's a good rolling thunder, but Nitro able to kind of teleport his way out of it for the most part. Now the lockdown's in play.
Oh, the lockdown! Certainly Steel slamming the door in the face of all of HotThots. Gets the sledgehammer out and batters the real estate elsewhere. Main being aggressed on. Hunter's Fury doing damage, finishing off Nitro. That's a huge scalp to take, and now they can start to spin and pivot out into the site, spilling into the face of all the 100 Thieves. But Steel's position, which had gone unchecked, now comes back to sting against Scoob. He is changing up his angles. He's trying to get up close. He's trying to spray more down, but the Spectral will be his demise. KDS sprays in with the Phantom. Hiko has the right idea, just the wrong position. And he is now the last man standing. Gets hit by the shock dart. Oh, he's sprayed down. It will be the way of 100 Thieves. They take it 13-7.